This is Salamancer, and you are watching SalTV Competitive TF2. And Soldier, that is not a rocket launcher. You are trying to hold it like a rocket launcher, but it is not one. Put it down and take your rocket launcher back out, Soldier. That is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. That is, of course, Skur from Team 4L. And we are casting an ESEA open match today between 4L and GETSAL, aka a team called Salamancer Must Die. And I told these guys, I was like, okay, that's a hilarious team name, so I really want to cast one of their games, but I had to wait until they actually had one that was decently close, because all of their games this season so far have either been steamrolls or forfeits, and it's just like, I don't want to cast those. But this one apparently is pretty close. So we do see Pine Beetle, the ever-invasive evil species, getting a bunch of kills here at mid, Pine Beetle being the demo man, of course, for 4L. But Pepe here, and I know I've casted him in something before because I keep talking about the Pepe, you know, Girardi, whatever. Anyway, Pepe was trying to get the kill. He was not quite able to finish off Dable Link. Which is going to be a problem because now, of course, this med has 100% Uber charge, and already Team GETSAL is on the back foot. Looks like Skur trying to do a little force pull there of the scattergun. If you don't know what that means, the force pull just refers to, you know, hitting a dropped weapon, basically. Once a player dies, he drops a weapon. Hitting that dropped weapon with an explosive, causing it to be dumped straight into you. So you get extra ammo from it. But we do, wow, very, very good play actually from 4L. I'm liking how these guys just decided to go straight into second, straight into last, and they're probably going to be able to take this out very quickly. There's really not a lot of defense left. The medic's trying to do something, but he will not be able to. And Jin dies. Say that again. Jin dies. They both start with a D just before the finishing bell there. So already 4L looking really solid here. Let me get the demo man on camera. There we go. Pyco D's. And this guy is... This guy's apparently not able to get his his rollout quite correct. That's all right, Pyco D's. We still appreciate you as a player. He will be doing some pretty decent damage, but he's down to 18 health. Has to grab that health kit. I think you know, some discerning players in the other team might have been able to stop him from doing that. Regardless, Mitch is doing a crazy job here at mid, getting 2 kills already, and he's probably going to start chasing down this med. He's going to find him right away, in fact, and Mitch, oh, just barely gets taken out there, but I did like the play from him on that mid fight. Very good scout play. Missed like half of it. In fact, missed most of the good stuff. But now it is time for Salamancer Must Die to retreat, and they are retreating in the face of a huge Uber charge coming in right now. Only 90% for Braz, interestingly enough, and he is in some trouble. Not a lot, though. Now he's actually got the Uber. They can push right back in. He does have a bot killer medigun as well, which is pretty cool. Thing is, are they going to be able to stop this capture? Yes, they are. Very, very important that they can stop that, because otherwise this would have been a completely failed Uber. They could have been back capped. It would have been really, really bad for them. So they stopped the cap for now. Need to watch out for continual attempts at capture, though, like this Soldier and Demo Man coming in. Braz in some big trouble. Going to try and use... Oh, he did get the kill on Skur. Great dodging here, hitting the Demo Man, and he almost takes him out as well. But actually, Tofu comes in to finish off the demo. Beautiful job there. And while these guys are pushing over to mid after that incredible job by Braz, I want to bring up a couple points of TF2 news that you may not be aware of yet. First, the NA 6v6 newbie mix. It is actually restarting, so if you are not a member of that Steam group, you need to join it and try your hand at 6v6 in a setting with coaches and friendly guides to help you. That is what the NA 6v6 newbie mix is all about. But of course, it is NA. It's for North America, so if you are in Europe, you might want to try the Pixel Pug group instead. We're watching Jin here try to defend the med, and the med will get out. Braz has 50 health right now and is regenning, so he'll be okay. In fact, up till now, you know, nobody died, and Jin coming in to help clean up that demo man, so that's going to force 4L to retreat. Second bit of TF2 news, though, is that I have to be vague about this for now, but there are talks of getting TF2 included in a couple of different large, highly viewed tournament-style things, big esports tournaments. I'm not going to say which ones they are. Like I said, I have to be vague, but we are in talks. And I am really hoping that we get to see some TF2 presence at these events. Of course, I would love to go cast them as well. You know, but even I like never get to go to a single one, just the very fact that TF2 might be included there will be awesome. And then, do I have a news item number 3? Don't remember. But regardless, we are going to watch Salamancer Must Die, this open team, as they push in, getting quite a couple of kills here. That's going to be Pyco D's and Pepe getting the first couple. Creek wants to check these flanks here for any enemies, and it looks like most enemies have actually either disappeared or have Ubered on the point. As there is an Uber going on right now, Mitch does help take down Creek, and he is going to be looking to get even more kills. Very good dodging by Mitch right now. So 4L's pushing right back out. And there goes Pepe. Tofu getting taken out as well. This demo is way out of position. He does get a nice pipe straight into Mitch's face. And that will take that scout down. I'm having a little bit of a ventilation trouble here into my throat. It's all right. But no, 4L should be able to push right back, and it is still 1-0, as you can see by the scores. In fact, 4L looking like, at least score-wise, so on paper, as they say, a better team. They've got more points, they've got more kills, and a lot of those may be capture points, but a lot of them are probably just straight-up kills as well. We do have Skur taking a bit of damage, and he will try to save the med right now, but oh, if they had realized how much damage had gone down on this soldier, they could have easily focused him down. He had like 9 health left. But there was maybe not enough communication about just how lit this soldier really was from the red team. As a result, they let him live. They let him defend his medic very successfully. And now 4L will get mid right back. So far, this team called Salamancer Must Die not doing a great job of winning the game. I'll tell you that right now. I would love to see my namesake team do a little better. They do actually have an Uber, so they should be able to push back in here pretty shortly. We're going to watch Pepe, I think. Is he maybe playing the... Yeah, he's playing the pocket soldier, so using that shotgun is usually an indicator of the pocket. Not always. Sometimes your roamer will want to use a shotgun as well. But it's very, very unusual for the pocket to use anything other than shotgun as a secondary, just because you got to protect the medic, and gunboats, they don't do that for you. And now, of course, they are trading mid once again here. You do see that 4L dropped out very successfully, that they knew this Uber was coming in, and they got the med very safe. Pepe's having some trouble. He will connect with the med. It's just this scout doing such a great job of denying that health pack to Pepe. He will probably have to retreat here, and in fact, I think does get taken out, so maybe overcommitted a little bit too much, but that's kind of what you want to see from the scout, too, is denying the enemy their health kits and their metal. A great thing to do as a scout. Tofu taking down players from the high ground, though. Where is the med? He's going to go for that kill, doing a lot of damage. Med wants to get a health kit, but he is getting pressured away from it right now through the door, and Jin finishes off 4L's medic. Going to go for the demo man as well, who really is trying to face off against like 3 or 4 people. So Pine Beetle is going to get taken out. There was really no retreat for that guy. But we do have Team Salamancer Must Die ready to push out now. And they've got a big Uber advantage against Dable Link, which I want to say is like Cable Link for Pokemon, except Dable? I don't know what a Dable is, honestly. Still, it reminds me so much of trying to get all them Pokemons, and I never got 150. I was never able to trade with people to get, like, all of them. I got a few. And I actually had one save game where I had all 3 of the original like starter Pokemon, but you know, you had to trade with like a minimum of 4 people to get all the different like EV evolutions. It's really stupid, and I never like bothered to do that. So, you know, maybe I just didn't have any friends. Maybe that was it. Skur getting taken out though, and now Salamancer Must Die pushing. I think they want to try and push into last year since it is 6-on-4. They just had a new spawner. Dable Link does have an advantage, but if he dies, it doesn't matter, and the scouts are already here, so a very good capture by Salamancer Must Die. Salamancer Must wins, apparently. Grammar aside, I kind of like that. We do have the new round now. Let me find Pine Beetle here and see what his rollout looks like. I think he's been taking that high ground rollout, the, what do you call it? Well, no, he's not going to do that this time. He's just going to go straight for the left-hand side, launching a Sticky Bomb up at the ramp to see if he can, you know, hit somebody with that. It looks like he will maybe get some damage off on a scout. In fact, the Salamancer Must Die scout's taking a lot of hits here, especially from Mitch, who is doing some good cleanup work. The soldier's having a fight up on top of the crate, but I'm pretty sure that our red soldier had to retreat there, and they're just getting pushed so hard out of middle right now, even without losing too many players. I mean, you saw the call was just get out, guys. We're like, we can't, you know, we already lost our demo man and a scout. We need to leave. But that is going to be a charge by Salamancer Must Die, so the little hiding spot here. That hiding spot probably would have worked better if Braz wasn't like visible and in the open, but maybe he was just trying to bait. Regardless, I don't think that's how you want to bait people. Good Uber Flash here to the scout, however. That was, I think, Jin getting the heals right now to save him from that incoming scout of Noble. And Noble is now dead, so I mean that tells you just how important it is to flash that Uber as a medic. Pine Beetle getting taken out, and Tofu starting to lay down some damage. Will get away from there as well, so good focus fire by 4L, but they're not quite able to finish things off. because of the successful... Oh, look at the Uber saws. He hits one. He's only hit one. And he's actually... This is a weird little movement path by Dable Link. I like this. He was able to get his, be completely unpredictable in which way he was going. You see, he wanted to retreat back to mid, but he knew that rocket was going to try to predict him, so he just went the other way, and there was nobody there to stop him. So he is still alive, still has that nice Uber that he got. I love it. And Dable Link will be jumping out here shortly, trying to gain more ground. Maybe they can push this in to second as well. I would like to see Pine Beetle dealing some crazy damage here. But yeah, the medics in this game are just incredible, especially for open teams. I'm surprised at just how awesome they are, and that tells you if you want to play medic in a serious, like, ESEA Open 66 team, and you want to do well with your team, you gotta have the work put in. You gotta get the experience. Of course, getting the experience is easy enough to do with Newbie Mix and with TF2 Lobby, and playing scrims with your team, and getting your demos reviewed on TeamFortress.tv. I would be very happy to see that. And I did just have to pause that for myself there, although there wasn't actually an in-game pause, but I've completely forgotten what I was saying. So we are going to continue watching as 4L, for some reason, are kind of retreated. I guess they lost a lot of players there, so that makes sense. Usually you retreat when the enemy has 6 and you have 2. But Mr. Pooh 329 wants to help push his team in here, and I gotta say, Mr. Pooh 329, he's not the 329th Mr. Pooh. I'll tell you that right now, that he's actually more like the 23rd. But right now, beautiful Uber by 4L, and they are just wrecking this red team. So Salamancer must die apparently. And 4L going to grab that. They're going to push straight into last. This is exactly what you have to do in this situation. Granary, of course, is played very often. You do see a lot of this. Good charge. Very good building there by Braz. It's just that Pine Beetle is going to start laying down the hurt here as soon as the Uber is over. They actually detonated those sticks just a little bit too early, and apparently I'm getting voice called. And that call was because apparently I am the world's worst streamer. So I was actually showing my people kind of an overlay in a static video there for, well, static video doesn't make sense. But anyway, I was not showing the game on my stream is the point. Not exactly a great, glowing advertisement for my streaming skills, I'm aware. But hopefully you are watching on YouTube and don't have to worry about any of that. I did already apologize, of course, to the stream. And if you want to check out the stream, it's always fun. I get to chat, live with people. And you should definitely check that out. In fact, twitch.tv/fatmop. If you haven't already hit that follow button, do that. This message brought to you by SalTV. A good Uber force there by Mr. Pooh 329. And so, Salamancer must die coming out here with Jin right now. And he is actually taking, really abusing the fact that there is only a medic and demo there and nobody else was there to try and save them. I love that play by Jin because he walked into them and he was like, okay, well, there's no scouts here, there's no soldiers, so the only thing that could possibly happen to me is Pine Beetle hits me with a pill. And even then, he had 125 health, so one pill was not going to be enough to kill him. Pine Beetle getting taken out. Dable Link actually getting eaten up by pills there, or stickies from Picadees. So this is looking really good right now for Salamancer Must Die. They've gotten 3 picks, including the med. They've got a huge Uber advantage, and they can push right back into mid. Laying the sticks down on their opponents as they retreat. Skur actually had about 61 health there, about 61. It could have been about 60.7. I don't think it actually gets down to that low of a calculation in TF2. However, maybe it does. Maybe there's like I'm sure it rounds the number eventually, but maybe it actually goes down to like percents. Percents of a whatever, I'm not eloquent. I'm going to stop right now because I can't even put this into words. Dable Link, though, getting pressured once again after this Uber is over, and oh, you're dead. So Pepe there with the kill on the med as he, that time around, just was not in a great position. So sometimes positioning is a problem. But Salamancer Must Die, losing almost all their players. Jin did get 1 kill there, but that is it. And that means 4L once again hold on to mid. They can push right back on in to second, capture that, and then 3 seconds left until their opponents respawn. I think they will want to wait until their med gets over here and builds the Uber. And right now, oh no, Mr. Pooh is already into the point, but he does get taken out by Creek on the heavy. bringing out that heavy weapons guy means that these guys are settling in for a long defense. They want to make sure that they have the ability to defend against a potential Uber advantage, which there actually is, but I think Dablink might be using a Kritzkrieg, considering how fast he is building. Yes, he is, because if you noticed, like before, you know, when he respawned, he was looking for somebody to heal, and he actually started healing around the same time as Braz did. The fact that he's building the Uber so much faster is because it's a crits. It builds 25% faster. That is how it works. So, Dablink going to come in with his demo man, Pine Beetle, right away. They need to get this done very quickly here, or they are going to miss their opportunity to get the kills. The med does lose his heavy right away, but he does have an Uber. He can pop this and bring it right back in, so he will do that. The red team will have the Uber on the point, defending it, and of course, as long as one red team member is standing on that point, nobody from blue can cap, so they're trying to get these kills now, but it's just not going to work. They've got a sniper upstairs, and that sniper was taken out. I'm not sure if the sniper is really the best support for Kritzkrieg. Maybe, though, and a nice kill by Braz to finish off Dable. So he gets extra Uber out of that, of course, getting the Uber saw kill, and this has just been a medic's favorite game right now. These medics are able to get so aggressive. It's almost as good as watching that IM game with Linke the other week. Pepe doing his best to guard these flanks, and of course a lot of the players on 4L right now are really, really damaged. I do apologize for not knowing a heck of a lot about these teams, though. I've played maybe some pickup games with a couple of them. But really, I don't know anything about the 4L team unless a lot of them have like changed their names. And you know, a lot of these, you know, to be fair, maybe new players since they are in ESEA Open. They may be kind of rookies, may not have been around for as long as a lot of the invite guys. But some of that's just me not focusing as much on Open and on the players as I should. So that is usually the main reason why I am not going to be able to relate every single player. Now, I do know that, who is it? Is it like Diapollo or one of those StarCraft casters? Every time he goes to a major tournament, like, he's got books and pages of stuff on each of the players. Braz wants to start capping, and he's like, guys, get back here and cap a point. You need to cap a point. And nobody is helping him, so Noble comes in and takes him out. Pepe, realizing just a bit too late that he should have been defending his med there. And now everything comes down to whether or not they can actually get this point held. And they cannot. There is an Uber there, so that is going to be 4L taking this round. I guarantee it. They're going to come in here with the Uber. They've got 6 against 3 right now. Once the soldiers, once the demo get here for sure, they are going to destroy. They've already got a scout on that last point, forcing the attention of Salamancer Must Die to the point. And there's stickies there as well, so everything was going in the favor of 4L. It's 2-1 now. Looking good. Don't remember what I was talking about at all. So we are just going to get out to this next mid-fight, watching the rollout here of Pine Beetle. And that's a good jump. This jump, sometimes tough to do, and he did hit that roof there. So not consistent with this rollout yet is Pine Beetle. But he does at least know that he wants to take this this top rollout. He doesn't see his enemy demo man. Okay, he knows where that sticky came from, though, and so he will start laying sticks down his opponents. Laying some pretty good damage. Pikety's taking a lot of hits right now. He's at 74 health. And Pine Beetle wants to start just destroying people with those pills, but it's not going to happen quite yet. Meanwhile, we're going to switch to the Skur cam. The Skur is thinking about trying to defend his med there against, was it a scout coming in? I don't even know. But Creek's down, Jin is down. Seems like both meds are still alive, but Braz is taking a lot of damage. He does manage to get defended by his soldier here, and he wants to pick up the demo man as well. They kind of look like they want to keep going back in, but Braz is so hurt right now, I would be very, very cautious about that. Plus, they can't really stop the cap anymore. The only reason to go in right now is because they've got such a player advantage that their opponents can't really be watching. But this is going to be a double-edged sword here, as if they try to go for this capture, their opponents could go for a back cap. Looks like Noble did get a kill on Tofu. The back cap is going to start right now, and if the blue team can manage to stop this capture on mid, the back cap will probably progress swimmingly. The Uber is popped, and back cap city right now. Jin is going to try and prevent this from getting all the way to last. He's got to contain this somehow. But no, he might actually let this scout around him. No, okay, the scout is going to turn around. There you go. Noble versus Jin. Jin wins that one, and he will at least, you know, prevent his team from losing everything right away. Going for the med now as well. Oh, what a huge drop! Jin forcing the Uber drop and staying alive against that scout. Mitch just not able to defend the med properly there. So I gotta say, as far as saving the game goes, this man right here just did it. And you saw how. What is that? What is that giant pack stuffed with cash? What? I don't even... Show me what... Stay on the... Oh, whatever. Anyway, he's got a giant pack stuffed with cash. And we all know why. It's because this team is paying him the big bucks. The Monopoly money, whatever that is. to save points and save rounds for Salamancer Must Die. That was a really good play by Jin. And of course now they are set up is I think what I was trying to say there. Set up in their own yard, ready to push to mid as soon as they have an Uber. And they've got to be careful though. Dable Link is going to have a faster Uber. I think they probably know that. Yes, it is just a regular medigun this time. No Kritzkrieg, no crazy action there. No quick fix. I have not actually cast a game with a quick fix serious game like ever. So that would be kind of funny. It looks like 4L decides they want to really stack up on this flank, and when you can do that and take your opponents by surprise, sometimes they'll only have like one scout really paying attention to the flank, and it means you get a free kill. Now there is an Uber force here though, and they are nowhere near the enemy medic, so Braz is going to get the Uber up to 100%. He will be able to counter pop this whenever he wants to, probably inside, and they will do it right now. Pine Beetle and the rest of his team need to escape out of this lunchbox area, out of the Z hallway there. They do escape. They've got to worry about Jin dealing some damage, but I think they will get away. And now Mr. Pooh doing some damage. Not quite able to get Braz down to anything manageable. But they are pushing forward once again, and things have pretty much reset. They're right back to holding yard, holding mid. Very standard kind of on Granary, except that usually a push that gets as committed as 4L was results in something more like this, where everybody just gets wiped out. We were just watching the med cam instead of actually watching the fighting, which I feel bad for. But everybody on blue team pretty much got wiped out there. One soldier trying to just delay the cap as long as possible, but he has stayed in for too long, and Jin is going to try and find him again. Not able to quite get that kill, but Skur is down, and no, yeah, that was actually Skur dying to Creek. So Creek with the cleanup kill on that soldier. And wow, what a nice hat. So everything about Creek just screams awesomeness. But you know, part of the fact is apparently also because his team name is GETSAL. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with a team name like that? Here goes another Uber from our red team, and they're going to use this to take a lot of position, use it to push in. That's the thing about Ubers, is you can't just pop them in a reactionary fashion if you really want to win games. You've got to pop them to take ground. You've got to pop them to capture some kind of objective. Whether that's, you know, a positional Uber, so you're taking better positions so your team can like use that as an advantage, or whether it's just an Uber to kill the enemy med, you have to be thinking, what are we doing with this Uber? And I'm not really the person to talk about that either. Like, if you really want to hear some high-level theory coming out about what are we doing with our Ubers, Pure is the man. You definitely want to be listening to his stream, twitch.tv/PYYYOUR, because, I mean, he knows like everything about playing medic, everything there is to know. So he loves talking about that kind of stuff, and especially how we are about to have GETSAL taking another point here, and there they go. It's 2-2. But Pure really loves talking about how, especially at I-46, it seemed like a lot of the European teams weren't really up to speed on what you're supposed to use an Uber for. Like, sometimes they would just pop reactionary Ubers and be like, okay, well now we're invincible for a second, but what do we do? At least that was his opinion. So Pikety's making a pretty good jump there, and he will be going left-hand side. So that's about as fast of a rollout as you can ask for. I think maybe they can get a little bit faster than Granary, but not a lot. And he's hoping his opponent went up top, but he did not. In fact, both of them took that same rollout. Tough to predict sometimes, but if you can predict correctly, you usually get some good damage. Good damage on Mitch, but not enough. Now Mr. Pooh goes down. And Creek is going to jump in, try to hit that med. I just hit W because I was hoping he would run straight into the med and get the kill. But whatever. 4L going to get that kill. It is now 2v2 here with Noble pressuring the med and the soldier trying to keep him alive. Good capture by Pine Beetle, just standing on the point. He knew they could get it, which means their team will get a forward spawn. And there goes Braz. So Team GETSAL there, not actually winning that fight at all. They had a med and a soldier, and the soldier was just unable to pick off either target, which meant that they got ganged up on and destroyed. And apparently somebody in my stream chat is trying to link my stream to my stream chat. Hint, hint, they're already here. I think you just messed up, but hilarious regardless. 4L pushing in once again and taking some hit. Actually, Pine Beetle, I think, just hurt himself there with one of his sticky bombs. So whatever. Mr. Pooh grabbing a health kit. He's back up at 200, so playing the roaming soldier role pretty expertly right now. You just have to play these health kits as much as possible. And not take a lot of damage if you can avoid it until the moment of truth when you go in after that med. Where is that sticky trap? Ah, it's right above the door here, right above the point. It's a fairly standard sticky trap location, but sometimes people don't look for it. So we'll see if the 4L team decide to walk into the point and die. Looks like they actually did go around, and that sticky trap did not catch anybody. So a counter Uber getting popped from Salamancer must die. They need to stop the cap, though, and they didn't. Once again, this is a very, very dangerous position for them to be in because they've just popped the Uber. Everything's kind of been reset, but they need to get back to the point, and they're not going to get there in time. That is 4L bringing it to the half. And I just want to point out that person who linked the stream chat is Zonathaz, one of my stream viewers, so he gets a shout out. I should probably do more shout outs to the viewers here and there, just because you guys are all awesome. Of course, I do want to say that half the time, at least half the time when I start streaming, here's another shout out for you. The first person at every single stream event to say anything in the chat is always Charkbot. So Charkbot, use it for shout out for that. Pikey's taking a lot of damage here from the soldier on the high ground. He's going to be very careful about that. Nobody's died yet. Kind of weird. Everybody's kind of playing the health. Finally, Pine Beetle, the demo man, goes down. But they are trading kills now as 4L is losing a couple players, but they are getting a bunch of kills. Mitch wants to get this last kill on the scout, but he can't. Jin just take him down. Jin, I feel like I've seen that guy around before, and he is a good scout. My god, this guy is ruining everything. Incoming Uber, but what a weird Uber choice. He actually did get an Uber saw hit there. I like it. What are you doing? Oh, maybe he just wanted to die earlier. I don't know. He maybe wanted to respawn and get back to his team faster, so he just put it away. I have no clue, guys. But regardless, Team GETSAL just gets like a free extra point now because they can push into second with their Uber advantage. Dablink is like 50% behind. I have no clue what the call was there, why they stayed in for as long as they did, or why Dablink decided to not pop his Uber in a timely fashion. Very stacked up on this flank right now, though. You see the roaming soldier right there, along with his scouts, and they do take down Jin, so when you stack up the flank properly and get some damage output real fast, you can do that. But Noble does get taken down in return, and now it looks like the entire Salamancer Must Die team is rotating around to the garage, possibly, or just coming in through the Z, and so Dablink is going to have to retreat. You know, of course, he did have that 50% Uber disadvantage, and it shows quite a lot. 4L losing a lot of players, but they do get Mr. Pooh in to try and deal some damage. Doesn't quite take down the med Braz, and so Braz will continue to build that Uber up. Grabbing a health kit over here. That was actually a really scary position to be in. He had 17 health, and there was a scout at medium range. A couple of shots from the scout, you know, pistol or whatever, could have actually killed him. But they didn't. So, doesn't mean that Braz is back up to 50%. And, you know, I keep wanting to say Brazzers. Hang on a second. Braz. I want to find Braz. Where is he? That was like a Brazzers image right there, doesn't it? somebody caption that right now, please. I want to see it. Anyway, Team GETSAL is going to have to deal with an Uber coming in. That's a weird Uber, but apparently Pine Beetle's making it work. I want to find that picture now. They need to cap this point, though, and that's going to be the tough thing because they've gotten a couple kills, but now they are in trouble. There is a counter Uber coming in from Salamancer Must Die. Such a weird set of decisions by 4L. I'm not sure what is going on in their heads right now. It's just like every time they're losing this round, and they're losing the round because they made bad calls. It's as simple as that. I don't usually get like that blatantly critical of a team because these teams, of course, every single one of these players could stomp on me in MGE or whatever. But the calls were just so bad. It was like every time you saw Dablink die, it was because he and like his pocket soldier or his demo or whatever had decided to go try to contest a point that they really shouldn't have. That last point there, when they tried to push into second, they got a couple kills, but there was no way they were going to get that capture, and then they had to fall back out. They had a huge Uber disadvantage. They got steamrolled by Salamancer Must Die. So, I mean, blue team playing it just like they needed to, and it is now 3-3. So I'll keep the score up for just a little bit longer. Actually, now is probably not the time, as we do have some players going down here. Once again, Team Sal is starting to lose a few players here and there. So Jin actually taking some hits, but he will retreat into the loving arms and loving heal beam of his medic. Just kidding, the medic is like the least loving character in all of TF2. You know, you see him healing people, but it's like not for anybody's purposes but himself. He's supposed to be a psychopath. So, you know, you hear about the soldier being all like anger personified and maybe a little bit psychotic. But the med is, you cannot describe the guy as loving in any sense of the word. Not even with the heavy. He's just using the heavy. You know it. That is not a healthy relationship at all. Salamancer must die, pushing in though, and they're trying to stop the cap, and this time around it's their turn to kind of make a weird call. Creek is behind enemy lines, and I kind of want to see what happens here, as he does take some damage, but the scout is going to have a tough time chasing him. Meanwhile, there is a fight going on over the last point, but it really is just like one player. Can they save? Yes, they can. I was going to say, can they save their med from Creek? And it looks like that is going to be a very definitive yes. Pine Beetle wants to jump straight in and start contesting mid, and that's probably a good choice. Doesn't quite manage to get the med there, but he did a lot of damage, and Braz is down to 30 health right now. The scout could deal enough damage to kill him, but he's too focused on the enemy scout instead. Oh no, they need to... There you go. Noble comes in and does get the finisher on Braz. That is going to destroy him. And so now Pepe's just hanging out back on the point along with his Demo Man's sticky bombs. And Tofu's thinking about whether he wants to be a heavy, but it looks like he doesn't. He just wants to stick with the soldier using that lime green Tyrant's helm. Of course, this is what all of the cool Vikings wore. Be really careful about this one, though. And I think he'll be okay. No, he will not. It looks like Jin is on the sniper. I swear I've casted Jin before. I think he's a pretty decent sniper. He seems to have really good aim as a scout. But now it's 4-3, so 4L only have to win one more round. Can my namesake team, Salamancer Must Die, actually win this? Or will they get crushed? Will they get their hopes dashed by 4L? I tried to check their ESEA page, by the way, to see if 4L stood for something. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't. It might be some kind of a community that I'm just completely unaware of, in which case I do apologize. But I would love to hear where the name 4L came from and who these guys are a little bit more, because they do seem like very good players for an ESEA Open team, and they got some promise. They got some potential kids. Pine Beetle doing the standard thing of spamming pipes over that direction. That's really the main reason you cannot stay there as a team, like once you get to the mid-fight. But it looks like 4L actually losing a lot of players here. The aggression not working for them very well. So this might be the reprieve that Salamancer Must Die needs to stay in the game. They want to make sure they don't lose this round or they are out. They've got the Uber, and Damelink actually dies there. Jin, worth his weight in gold right now, and of course scouts don't weigh very much. Jin actually down, so I was trying to find him with the camera there, sorry. Scouts don't weigh much. I mean, they can do a double jump, so obviously they must be light as a feather, but still, even a feather's weight of gold is like 1,600 bucks right now. It's pretty freaking crazy, so I wish I was worth that much. Probably am. 1,600? I think I got 1,600. I think I have a lot more than that, though. Anyway, now it is time for our team with the Uber advantage. Salamancer Must Die to jump straight in here. They do pop the Uber in a nice leisurely pace. They didn't even have to pop it when they first walked in, and so that is going to be an easy round win for them. Kaboom! Kaboom. And now I think we're going to watch the Pepe roll out. He's the one with the shotgun, right? Yes, he is. A strange shotgun with 3,000 kills. Not too shabby. Clearing out servers with his shotgun, but we'll see if he can actually do that this time around. He's taking the equalizer rollout, which is a standard thing to do in sixes, not as interesting to watch as some of the explosive jumping, I guess, it takes a lot more skill to do the explosive jumping, but using that skill stick to get out here is fairly important as well. And now Pepe going to jump up and start dealing some damage to his opponents. He must make sure he kind of keeps his med alive at the moment. It seems like he is playing more of a passive role and not getting really, really aggressive on those crates. 4L losing some players, but Creek is down right now, and a lot of the GETSAL team is on low health, so they're going to be very careful about continuing this fight. Pepe wants to take some heals from his med, but it's going to take him a while to get to a position where he can be aggressive again. Noble is down, though. That does mean that I think 4L has backed out. And yes, they have. We're going to have to see if 4L makes the right call here. The right call is really to play a conservative game, back up, keep the med. You want to keep the med like as close to this door as possible so he can escape the incoming attack. You don't want to have to pop that Uber early, and you certainly don't want to have him drop it. So it looks like they are going to try and hold mid, but oh, they do have to pop that Uber. And that means that the Uber is actually popped later by the attacking team. That is such a huge advantage to Team Salamancer Must Die right now. Look at how much longer the Uber is lasting. They're able to deal so much damage here. Skur is down right now, and this could actually be the end of the game. It is 4-4, and if Salamancer Must Die manages to cap the next 2 points in quick succession, they will win it. They should get a couple of kills here, and they should be able to push right on in. Pine Beetle is down, so there can't be, there can't possibly be any sticky traps on the point. And there you go, they are starting to capture slowly but surely. They're inching their way into the base. Pepe needs some help, though. There's still no off-classing from 4L. They're not running, spy or sniper or anything like that. Something you might see Harblu in this situation do if he was on 4L, go spy and try to get the med pick. But whatever. We are, of course, going to be watching a very, very close, intense game right now. And I do thank you for staying with me so far. As 4L, they got to watch their flanks here. Who is on the flanks right now? Nobody, and that means that it is potentially wide open. I mean, this soldier could have just jumped right on in. Oh, no, okay, that's a red soldier. He's watching the flank. My bad. Creek's down. Good kill by Mr. Pooh. Doing his job, watching the flank. But now the Ubers are just fading away, and it looks like 4L will probably hold on to this. Yeah, they should be able to hold on to the point. Shouldn't have any problems, as Mr. Pooh's doing crazy damage right now. Only need to get one more kill here, and that is going to be Braz. Can Braz get away? He's going to hit somebody with that crossbow, but no, sir. Finished off, and so 4L should be able to push right back up to mid and cap that. Oh! Okay, final piece of TF2 news from Salamancer. People have been asking me about this documentary that we're working on for I-46. The answer is I am not editing the video. That is going to be Lucky Luke doing the video editing. I'm just sending him what I think we should do. We've got 3 or 4 of the sequences underway right now out of 8, but none of them are finished yet. None of them are polished and showable for the documentary. So that's kind of my update right now. It's going to take a while. Essentially, it's going to take a while. So don't get your hopes up, I guess, for an early release. But, oh, what a huge drop. Tofu and Pepe doing some crazy damage right there. And all that upfront damage does take down 4 members of 4L. Mr. Pooh is kind of behind enemy lines, going for a back cap here. Good use of the health kit, but he's getting pressured by 2 scouts at a time. Wants to go for the equalizer hit. He actually did hit Jin with that. Not equalizer, but the escape plan. I always get that wrong. But it's just Mitch left alive now, so he's in the position that Creek was actually in earlier. He's kind of creeping around, though, and could get a force pop or something. Nobody recognizes he's here, which is funny because some of them actually were upstairs. But there you go, Tofu finally takes him down. So he misses opportunity, and 4L is in dire straits now. They've got huge Uber disadvantage. They need to force that pop as quickly as possible and get their med back inside, but Pine Beetle's down. Dable Link will get away, but the rest of his team really won't. And so Mr. Pooh, oh, I don't like this jump in. He is going to die. I guarantee you. He was, as soon as he jumped off that ledge, I was like, okay, he's dead. Because it's such a bad play right now. Because look at this, 4L is losing a couple players. They killed some as well, but there's just not enough defense left on the point to stop this. There's 1 scout. Can he get it? I don't think it's going to be possible. The Ubersaw comes out trying to stop this scout from defending the point, and the soldier comes in now. But the Ubersaw kill for the win. Final kill of the game goes to Braz to pick up that point. So these medics and their kills this game, man. ESEA Open is all about the medics, apparently, or at least this game was. I do hope you stick around, subscribe to youtube.com/fatmup, and I love you guys.